Hello, ENTPs.
And I'd also like to give a hearty welcome to ESTPs. In fact, did you know that ESTPs are one of the smallest sensor groups there is? I don't think there's more than 5% of them, which I thought was really fascinating. So anyway, this video is truly a bird's eye view of something. It is not meant to be offensive, although I am going to accept the fact that for some people, this could be offensive. It is not meant to pit ESTP against ENTP because I think in the long run and in the short run, they make fantastic friends. They could even make great mates in the dating world and find lots and lots in common. But first, we're gonna talk about when ESTPs disagree with ENTPs. ESTPs think they can mollywop ENTPs. And I say that because ENTPs are the great debaters. But when there comes to contention or something that they disagree with, ESTPs can be very direct. ESTP isn't afraid to disagree or have conversations with a person who doesn't share the same opinion, whether it's an ENTP or not. ESTPs can have a natural banter with people. ESTPs and ENTPs both have a great sense of humor. They can have you laughing hysterically. ESTPs do admire ENTPs. Let's not get that twisted. We're talking about an argument here. ESTPs can be tough on ENTPs. ESTPs are literal while ENTPs are figurative. That's where the problem comes in. ESTPs want to interpret things exactly as the text says. They do not want to read between the lines or read into what something is implicating, as ENTPs are more likely to do. So who is correct when that happens? Sometimes there are answers in what is unsaid. ESTPs can be hilarious, but when it comes to serious matters, they do not care for shock value, which ENTPs are masters at and will do to drive home a point and wake up an audience. I recently heard this happen when there was a debate about what was truth as an ESTP broke down an ENTP's interpretation of the Bible. Now, to be fair, the ENTP was not present. Had they been there, there might have been some mudslinging between the ESTP and the ENTP. Who do you think would win the debate? Without the ENTP present, the ESTP is making some pretty strong arguments. Suddenly, ESTP became the great debater and fought his points to the minute detail. He wanted the ENTP to be held accountable for his words due to his leadership of people listening to his preaching of the Bible. That is, the ENTP's preaching of the Bible. The ESTP says it doesn't matter the infrequency of the tripped up moments. The reality is that it happened. In other words, the ENTP said something about being God. People said it was just a slip. He didn't really mean that, but the ESTP doesn't care. You still said it, and I'm holding you accountable. The ENTP never acknowledged his questionable statement and was never held accountable, according to the ESTP. He feels that ENTP has made questionable statements, and to deny there are not issues is gaslighting, in his opinion. He doesn't have any elders that are holding him to task for the things that he has said regarding God and the Bible, and he doesn't feel that the ENTP has ever taken responsibility. I think ESTPs are big on own up to your stuff. Some say the ESTP is nitpicking, maybe even a bit envious of the ENTP, because the ENTP has a huge congregation. I say the real truth of the matter is a clash of intuition versus censor. And that's why I say, like, when it comes to mating and relating and dating and friendships, sometimes it can come down to the letter, guys. One letter can be causing all the chaos and the commotion, and people want to overlook that, but you can't overlook that. Both of those two letters have a very strong language in which they speak, and they can be unrelenting and irritated when it comes to how the other speaks. It is amazing how two people can truly respect each other, crack up together, have fun together like ESTPs and ENTPs do all the time until the S and N clash. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a problem. In this case, Censor is trying to hold intuition accountable. Censor is doing just as the Bible states, holding firm to the trustworthy word as taught, and rebuke those, as the Bible says to do, who contradict it. And ESTP believes that ENTP is contradicting the Bible, and ESTP is following the guidelines in the Bible. ESTP could be absolutely right in his findings, but there's a possibility that he is also misinterpreting someone's words as well. Sometimes when I make a video, occasionally I will say something that I don't mean, and someone will completely misinterpret what I've said. In fact, when I was in college, a censor totally misunderstood my intuition. He took my paper and he tore it up in front of the class. And it was the most humiliating experience. The only thing is, he didn't say my name. One of my friends said, "Tamara, I think that's your paper." Totally misinterpreted what I was saying. I mean, completely. Like telling me that, I'm using metaphors and similes to show my sincere compassion for someone. And he took those words and twisted it into something else because his censor was being extremely literal. So I will say, in defense of the ENTP, been there, done that. Everybody doesn't always understand intuition because it makes leaps. It takes guesses. It paints pictures. It's not an exacting science. It is not a measurement. It is not 2 or 3 inches or a centimeter. It is, let me take this string and I'm just going to guess. I think this string will fit around this without me figuring it out to the T. Like, we're going to make it work. Okay. I just say that to say that those differences are important when it comes to communication. And so the next time there's somebody that you misunderstand, take a moment and think about ENTPs and ESTPs and how impactful language can be. And by the way, if we were to put these two in a debate ring, who do you think would, as the ESTP said, malewap the other? And if you're curious about either of these types, what I'm going to do, I'll put a link in the description box with tons of videos that I've made about both of these types. And I think you're going to really enjoy them. If you're interested in a love relationship with one of these types, then you'll definitely want to check out my book, Flip the Script on Love by Tamara Hunter Zyon. It's on Amazon. We all need a different perspective when it comes to love, because let's face it, love is exhilarating, but just like these two in the boxing ring, man, it can have you tangled all up. So I try to untangle you so that you can get the romance that you want. But anyway, thanks for hanging out with me, guys, and I'll see you wonderful friends on the next video. Bye.